Ray is dating Martell Holt.
I don't want her to be in a situation where it feels like, where she's being used for publicity. Earlier this year, and I gotta be honest, a family friend of mine who was on another reality show hit me up to go out on a date with him at Blaze and was like, oh, could you have another table open for us because we're going to have somebody taking our pictures and videos so that they can post it and da-da-da-da, like this was something they had. And I was like, okay. But no blog really posted, only like one place posted it. But my whole point was, now that I see this similar situation, I'm like, is he doing this? Or like, is he being genuine, or is he doing the same thing that
The relationship between Kandi Burruss and Sheree Whitfield has never been smooth. For years, they have gone back and forth between being polite on the surface and clashing behind the scenes. Their issues didn't start overnight, but things have clearly become worse over time, especially after Sheree began aligning herself more closely with other cast members like Marlo Hampton. A major turning point came when Sheree started spending more time with Marlo. Kandi felt uncomfortable watching that shift because Marlo had been openly critical of her in past situations. From Kandi's point of view, Sheree was not just staying neutral, but actively siding with someone who had been attacking her character. That created a clear sense of distance between them. On top of that, Kandi also felt that Sheree had been making subtle but unnecessary comments about her business life. Kandi has built a strong career over the years, especially through her music background and her restaurants and other ventures. So when Sheree questioned her success or made comments,
that wasn't his idea. Like, he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know that they were doing that. Now, I've heard from my best friend's cousin, that apparently she was told that he didn't know that they were supposed to be set up for that purpose too. I guess he thought, he was just genuinely going on a date with her. But it was his publicist that brought them together and reached out to Freddie O to have the pictures taken. So that is the reason why I had said previously, if y'all want to know why I had something to say about seeming like he was a bit thirsty. What did I say? Oh, he said that I said he was an opportunist. I may not have said thirsty. Maybe I did say opportunist. I don't know what I said, but on the show I said that he was an opportunist. And he said, but
that's her man is opportunist.
Shout out to my man. We are 9 years of marriage in. Woohoo!
that seemed dismissive, it only added more tension between them. Even small remarks started to feel like personal attacks instead of casual opinions. Recently, Kandi spoke in an interview about why she has chosen to keep her distance from Sheree. She did not soften her words. Instead, she suggested that Sheree has a long-standing habit of changing loyalty depending on what benefits her at the moment. According to Kandi, Sheree can be friendly with someone one day and then later appear closely aligned with that person's opponent without hesitation. Fans have noticed this pattern too. They have seen Sheree form connections with different cast members over time, including moments where she appeared closer to one person right after conflict with another. One example that viewers often point to is her connection with Marlo, shortly after Marlo was involved in heated drama with Kandi. This shift made many people question where Sheree's true loyalty really stands. Kandi also...
And you think about how much she not only went through on the show, but brought to the show. When she came on, she was with AJ. He, but between filming our first season and shooting the reunion, was killed.
Wow.
She lost him. Mama Joyce was disapproving of AJ in her first season. This was season 2 of Atlanta. It was It was Candy's first season. She also, in those early seasons, did the music and wrote Tardy for the Party,
Insane.
Which has become, canon. I mean, it's just iconic to the moment.
So suggested something even more serious. She implied that Sheree might be playing both sides in different friendships on the show. In her view, Sheree may not always be honest about where she stands, and could be willing to distance herself from anyone if it protects her position in the group. These comments sparked a lot of discussion among fans because they painted Sheree as someone who is strategic rather than simply emotional in her friendships. However, the tension between Kandi and Sheree is not new. Their history goes back many seasons on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Over time, they have clashed over business opinions, personal comments, and general trust issues. Even when things seemed calm between them, there was often an underlying sense that the peace was temporary. One of their earlier disagreements came when Sheree appeared to downplay Kandi's achievements in the entertainment industry. Kandi has always been proud of her career, especially her success as a songwriter and performer. So when she felt that Sheree was
focused on me and what I got going on. That's where I'm at right now, because I'm like, time shows improves, honey. Time shows improve.
minimizing that success, it created an early crack in their relationship. Another issue has always been loyalty. Over the years, Sheree has at times been seen aligning with other cast members who had conflicts with Kandi, including Nene Leakes and Portia Williams. While friendships shifting is normal in reality TV environments, Kandi has often interpreted these moves as betrayal rather than simple changes in social circles. Business differences have also played a role in their tension. Kandi is known for being financially disciplined and focused on long-term success. Sheree, on the other hand, has faced public struggles with some of her projects, including delays and challenges with her fashion line, She by Sheree. Because of these differences, both women have occasionally made comments about each other's work ethic and financial choices. Kandi has questioned some of Sheree's business decisions, while Sheree has sometimes suggested that Kandi is overly strict or critical. These disagreements have slowly built up over time, making it harder for them to maintain any real friendship. Even small comments during group conversations have often been interpreted as shade or hidden insults. More recently, another situation added fuel to the fire.
Well, okay, so everybody knows that this year, they took like a few extra months between the season to figure out what they wanted to do with the cast.
How long do they normally take to tell? So this is the announcement of the cast, right?
Right.
Okay.
Normally, after we finish the reunion, people get their letters to know, that they're going to pick up and go to the next season or not, right? But they were like, oh, well, we got to figure some things out. And so during that time, people know I work all the time anyway. Right. But, I started to have some other movie opportunities, a lot of other things that were happening that I can't even talk about. And I was just like excited about being able to spend more time with my family, but working and not being stressed and having to argue and go back and forth with people.
Sheree introduced a new fashion look that was said to be inspired by Drew Sidora, another cast member. Since Sheree and Drew have also had their share of conflict, the timing of this tribute raised questions among fans. Some people believed it was playful, while others thought it was a subtle way of mocking Drew rather than honoring her style. Kandi did not respond with praise. Instead, she made a sharp comment by calling the outfit something closer to Drew out, rather than Drew inspired. Her point was clear. She believed Sheree was trying too hard to get attention while pretending the gesture was harmless. This reaction quickly spread across social media. Many viewers agreed with Kandi, saying she was simply saying what others were already thinking. Some fans felt that Sheree often benefits from stirring conversation, even if it comes from controversy or misunderstanding. Others defended Sheree, arguing that people were reading too much into a fashion choice. Still, the larger issue remains unresolved. This is no longer just about one outfit or one comment. It reflects a much deeper pattern of mistrust, shifting alliances, and unresolved tension between two longtime cast members. At this point, it seems unlikely that Kandi and Sheree will fully return to a friendly relationship anytime soon, as the gap between them continues to grow with each new incident. Right now, I'm really just focusing on myself and everything I have going on in my own life. That's where my head is at these days, because time has a way of showing people what is real and what is not. Over time, actions speak louder than words, and things eventually reveal themselves. At first glance, it might look like a small moment of drama in the world of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially when Kandi Burruss called out Sheree Whitfield over something as simple as a fashion choice. On the surface, it could easily be brushed off as typical reality TV tension or just another light disagreement between cast members. But when you look a little deeper, it seems like there is more going on underneath the surface. If you've been paying attention to their history, it becomes clear that this situation is not just random. Kandi does not usually speak out without a reason behind it. She is someone who tends to hold things in for a while, and when she finally addresses something, it often connects to deeper issues that have been building up over time. Between Kandi and Sheree, there has been a long stretch of tension that never fully went away, even when things looked calm on the outside. There always seemed to be some distance or lack of full trust between them. Over the years, Kandi has had moments where she felt that certain people around her were not truly supportive, even if they acted friendly in front of her. One of the biggest problems seems to be loyalty. Kandi has felt that Sheree has, at different times, stood closer to people who were openly in conflict with her instead of standing beside her. That kind of situation can slowly damage trust, even if there are still occasional friendly interactions. For example, during earlier seasons when Kandi had disagreements with Nene Leakes, Sheree was seen leaning more toward Nene's side. Later on, similar patterns seemed to appear again when Sheree had connections with Marlo Hampton, who also had moments of tension and harsh words toward Kandi. When these patterns repeat over time, it becomes harder to ignore them. Even though there have been times when Kandi and Sheree appeared friendly on camera, it often felt like that friendship was not fully stable. There was always a question of where Sheree truly stood, especially when drama started within the group. That kind of uncertainty can slowly build frustration. It is also worth considering another angle that fans often talk about. Some people believe there could be a sense of competition or jealousy involved. Kandi has built a strong reputation for herself over the years, both on the show and outside of it. She is seen as one of the more successful and consistent personalities in the franchise. On the other hand, Sheree has had a more uneven journey, with ups and downs in her time on the show and in her personal business ventures. Sheree's business history has been publicly discussed many times, especially her fashion brand, She by Sheree, which took years to fully launch. Even after it finally came out, some viewers questioned certain designs and pricing choices. Because of that history, whenever fashion comparisons or inspiration debates come up, people tend to pay closer attention to her. So when Sheree showed a look that some people felt was inspired by someone else, it did not take much for Kandi's reaction to stand out. Even if the situation was not meant to be serious, it still added fuel to the ongoing tension between them. In reality TV, even small moments can turn into bigger conversations when there is already history involved. At the same time, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is built around strong personalities competing for attention, influence, and storylines. Kandi has remained one of the most stable and dominant figures in the cast for many years. She has maintained her position through consistency, business success, and strong fan support. Sheree, however, has often moved in and out of the spotlight, sometimes stepping away and then returning when the show shifts direction. There was also a break between seasons recently, where production took extra time to decide the direction of the show and the cast lineup. During that period, many cast members